Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful Thursday morning out here. Just got done with my prayers out here on what we call our little beach on the lake. But let's see if I can get some sun on my face. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Divine intervention. Man, I am so grateful for divine intervention, or what others may call the unexplainable. There's so many things that I attribute to my life that have occurred that I just can't explain. I call it divine intervention. I call it God's hand reaching down and into my body, into my soul, and guiding me. Yes, I have goals in life. I have places that I want to be, and I have relationships that I want to develop, and I have a specific idea of where I want to be as I get older, and grandchildren and all this kind of stuff. And along the way, I'm going to have I have a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Good morning, David. What's going on, man? We got to connect again. I was going to give you a call this morning. It's going to come. But I'm telling you, there's just things in life that we just can't explain. We have an idea of where we want to be in life, and we set a plan ahead. And while you may get to that end goal, it may not be exactly how you planned it. That's part of divine intervention. Sometimes the things that we truly want in life we're not quite ready for at that point in time, and you have to go through certain experiences in order to truly appreciate where you're at in life, where you're going to be. And in order to, I hear so many people that I talk to. I was talking to this guy the other day online. We were all talking in this group, and the guy said that he wants to be a billionaire. And at this point in time, he's maybe making $70,000, $80,000 a year. And while I get the point, because I was that guy too. I was that guy, many of you know already. I was that guy who wanted the 6 and 7 figure income and all this stuff. But what he doesn't understand is everything it takes to become that, to have that level of income. Jim Rohn used to say, strive to become a millionaire, not for the money, but for who you have to become along the way. And I'm not talking about lottery winners and just quit, inheritance and stuff like that, because most of those folks, case in point, most of those folks lose that wealth. They lose that richness because they don't have wealth. They lose that money because they haven't developed a wealth mindset. They lose that money because they still have a poor mentality. But I'm getting off track here. What I'm referring to is divine intervention. For instance, I was at a point in my life in my early 20s where, quite frankly, I had, joined the military. I was in Panama, and I was living the life that many young men want at that point, at that age in their life, right? And I was burned out by it. I was done. It was just a lifestyle I didn't want anymore. And I made a comment that, I'm not looking for any more girls. I'm not looking for any more women in my life. And all of a sudden, once I let that go, then I was introduced to a beautiful person who's now my wife. 26 years this December we have been married, and that was truly divine intervention. Her and I would have never met in the way that we met. And by the way, we were a blind date. If you don't know, we were a blind date, introduced, and the couple that introduced me had already introduced me to somebody else at one point that, quite frankly, let's just say it didn't work out. So when they wanted to introduce me to somebody else again, I was kind of very hesitant, and quite frankly, the relationship didn't take off right away because I was going through some stuff in my life. My father had just passed while I was in Honduras, and Tracy was the only person that stood by me and really that I opened up to, because I shut everybody out. And while we were kind of polar opposites at the time, and other things were against us at the time as well, because quite frankly, her family wasn't real excited about her dating an American, or a soldier specifically, not necessarily an American, but a soldier, because quite frankly, we come and go. And they didn't want that her mom didn't want that for her daughter, and I totally get that. But I believe that was divine intervention. And then there's so many other examples I could give throughout my life that just seemed to work out. and I can't really explain why. Yes, I put in the effort, but I was putting in effort before with no results, and then all of a sudden, at the nth moment, something comes up. It all comes together. So, it's just things that I can't explain. If you have any examples of divine intervention in your life, and I know you do, whether you recognize it as divine intervention or just something you can't explain, I'd love to hear the comments down below. But I hope and I trust and I have faith that I will continue this path of divine intervention. Of course, putting forth the effort to execute the plans that I have in place, because I'm always going to have a plan in place, and I'm always going to execute on that and take massive action. But I understand that God is who puts those opportunities in front of me and allows me to have the decision and the wisdom to take advantage of that opportunity or hand it off to somebody else. So, and I have faith that that's going to happen in your life as well. If it hasn't already, I assure you it will. You just have to have faith. All right. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the hearts. I greatly appreciate that. Max, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. And I will talk to everybody tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to be on later today on the Abundance and Prosperity Mastery group. Or actually, it's the page. It's not a group. It's a page. Abundance and Prosperity Mastery page. So look that up. I'll put the link down below. Abundance and Prosperity Mastery page. And I'm going to be talking about a 2 millimeter or 2% difference on what makes the difference between reaching your goals and being good or great to being freaking outstanding, and greatly enhancing your relationships, greatly enhancing your lifestyle, greatly enhancing your income and your business if you have a business. But this is applicable to whether you're an employee or a business owner, or you're just looking to improve your relationships, your health, whatever the case may be. So that'll be later on today. So subscribe to, make sure you like the page Abundance and Prosperity Mastery so you can get notified when that video is coming out. All right, take care.